Westbrook, DeRozan, LaVine, Sabonis. On paper, that's an all-star roster. The data tells a completely different story. 22 wins, 60 losses. A collapse so total, so complete, it demands an explanation. Their three-point shooting? Dead last in the league. Their offensive efficiency? Dropped out of elite territory entirely. The Sacramento Kings didn't just lose games this year, they fell apart at the seams. So here's the question everyone's asking. Is the beam gone for good? No, it isn't. Because underneath the wreckage, something new is being built. Something that could make Sacramento genuinely dangerous again. Today, we're going inside the NBASDB data, the real numbers, not the highlight reel, to trace exactly how this team broke down and where the only real hope is hiding. Let's get into it. It starts in the offseason. One bold decision, one massive miscalculation. Sacramento shipped out Jonas Valanciunas. Their physical anchor, their interior wall, gone. In return, they went all in on the backcourt. Russell Westbrook, out of Denver, Dennis Schroeder. Two veteran point guards, stacked on top of each other. The logic? Win now, move fast. The reality? A logjam that suffocated everything around it. Malik Monk lost minutes. Keon Ellis lost minutes. The spacing collapsed. The shot efficiency cratered. Too many guards, not enough room to breathe. So mid-season, the front office pulled the emergency cord. Schroeder and Ellis, both shipped to Cleveland. The return? DeAndre Hunter, a lockdown wing, exactly the perimeter defender this team was bleeding for. On paper, a clean fix. Then, 2 games in, Hunter takes a shot to the eye. Surgery, season over. Just like that. And remember, they'd already traded away Jake LaRavia. That decision cost them their wing depth entirely. Hunter was the last line. Then he was gone too. Here's the part nobody expected though. The injury avalanche. It cracked the door open for something new. Valanciunas already traded away. Sabonis sidelined for a long stretch. The interior was completely stripped bare. Who stepped up? The kids. Maxime Reynaud, a draft pick, held his ground for over 26 minutes a night. Refined skills, real poise. Dylan Cardwell came off the bench and made rim protection look effortless. His rebound and block numbers pushed into elite territory. Forced reps, forced growth. The arc of this season tells 2 stories at once. A veteran backcourt logjam, a wing depth crisis, a rookie-led interior, born entirely out of necessity. Collapse and hope, written in the same sentence. Let's look at the numbers. 2 layers of data. Official NBA.com team stats on top, and NBASDB ability rankings for the top 10 players on the roster below. The chart in the middle compares last season to this season, Sacramento in red, league average in blue. The top layer tells you exactly how bad the offense got. Last season, their offensive efficiency sat in the top 10 tier, 7th in the league, elite company. This season, it crashed all the way to 26th. That's not a dip, that's a free fall. The culprit? 3-point shooting, dead last, 30th in both makes and percentage. And the ability rankings below mirror it exactly. 3-point shooting talent dropped from 17th down to 30th. Zach LaVine goes down mid-season. DeAndre Hunter gone 2 games after arriving. Every perimeter scoring threat wiped out. The spacing just disappeared. Effective field goal percentage, a clean read on shot quality, fell from 15th all the way to 29th. The half-court offense didn't slow down. It stopped working entirely. Now here's where it gets interesting. Flip to the inside numbers, and the story completely changes. Rebounding ability? The NBASDB ranking jumped from 14th last season, all the way up to 4th this year. Top 5 in the entire league. Block ability climbed too, from 24th to 15th. But here's the thing you need to understand about that bottom layer. It counts the talent of the top 10 players on the roster, including injured players. Sabonis' numbers are in there. So what that 4th place rebounding rank is really telling you? It's the raw ceiling of what this organization actually holds. The potential power. Fully assembled, fully healthy. The tragedy of this season is that it never got to be fully assembled. So what happened on the court? The top layer stats don't lie. Defensive rebound rate, from 2nd in the league last year down to 23rd this year. Points allowed in the paint, 23rd. Second chance points allowed, 25th. Reynaud and Cardwell fought hard, real hard. But without any perimeter defense. Hunter gone, the wing depth already stripped. Every guard just drove straight at them. And the moment those young bigs rotate to help, the paint opens up behind them. Rotation breakdown. Points allowed. Repeat. The starting unit's combined ability ranking cratered from 14th to 28th. No one in the lineup consistently clearing the self-sufficient scoring threshold. Veterans carried everything, until they couldn't. Defensive efficiency finished 28th in the league. But that 4th place rebounding mark, that's not a fluke, that's real. When Sabonis comes back healthy, and that interior talent fuses with what Rain and Cardwell built this year, on the floor, together, at the same time, this league is going to feel it. The seed was planted, right there in the data. We're looking at play type rankings built from NBA.com data. Two numbers matter here. Possessions. How often a team runs each play. That's intent. That's the tactical blueprint. And points per possession. How well it actually works. You can run a play all night. Doesn't mean anything if it doesn't score. Watch what happened to Sacramento's blueprint this season. Last year, handoffs were this team's identity. Second in the league in frequency. Sabonis at the high post, acting as the hub, triggering everything. Beautiful, connected, lethal. This season, handoff frequency crashed to 24th. Sabonis goes down long term, and the entire system goes with him. LaVine's absence hurt too. But Sabonis was the engine. Without him, the play doesn't exist. So the team scrambled, picked up the only tool left, pick and roll. Rollman frequency exploded from 21st all the way up to 5th in the league. More volume. Sounds promising, right? Wrong. The points per possession on the rollman side only landed at 19th. And here's why. The handler side of that same pick and roll, dead last, 30th in scoring efficiency. No three-point shooting means every defense just parks in the paint. Westbrook drives, DeRozan drives, and they run straight into a wall. No space, no release valve. Just bodies and congestion. Stuck in the half court, the team leaned on isolation. Frequency climbed to the top 10 tier, 10th in the league. Post-up usage held at 6th. Here's the detail most people missed. DeRozan, 36 years old, sliding to power forward with Sabonis out, posted up and produced. His efficiency from the post? It hit 1.23 per possession. Remarkable given everything around him had collapsed. But without shooters on the perimeter, none of it connects. Spot-up efficiency fell to 28th, cutting efficiency dropped to 29th. The offense wasn't just broken, it was isolated to one man's will. And yet, two players refused to let the season end quietly. Maxime Reynaud kept filling the Sabonis-shaped hole night after night. Dylan Cardwell found a different answer. His putback efficiency? It reached 1.21 per possession, good for a top 10 tier ranking, 7th in the entire league. Dirty work, high leverage, exactly what next season needs more of. The system Sacramento built over years, gone this season. Individual survival mode took its place, but Reynaud and Cardwell didn't just survive. They gave this franchise something real to build on. That's not nothing, that's everything. Now we go individual. 3 layers on every chart. Pink shows last season's peak. Red shows where each player sits right now. Blue is the league average. And below each chart, pink background means top 50 in the league. Yellow background means top 10, that's elite tier. 2 thresholds to keep in mind. A starter needs to clear around 780 player points. A quality bench piece should hit at least 720. Run every point guard on this roster through that filter, and the problem becomes impossible to ignore. Russell Westbrook, 37 years old. His player points this season? 750. Doesn't crack the starter threshold, but he clears the bench line. And given everything this team lost, that's real. Here's what the chart actually shows. His red line pushed further out than last season's pink on the offensive side. His assist metrics still flashed in the league's top 50. In the middle of a roster in freefall, a 37-year-old veteran expanded his game. That's not nothing. That's professionalism. Devin Carter tells a completely different story. His player points landed at 664, still in development territory. Below the bench threshold, the three-point ability reading on his chart, nearly 0. A crater. That's a real problem for a guard in this league. But flip to the defensive side. Steals light up the top 50 background. The instincts are sharp. The defensive identity is already there. He's a specialist right now, not a solution. And that's the issue. Not one point guard on this roster cleared 780 points this season, not one. The starter threshold, untouched. That's why the rumors are loud right now. Sacramento just landed the 7th overall pick in the draft. And the word around the league? They're targeting a point guard, someone they can hand the keys to. Westbrook's ceiling at 37. Carter's development timeline. 2 red lines pulling in opposite directions. That gap, right there, is exactly what this front office has to fix. Shooting guards. This is where the season's cruelest moment lives. Zach LaVine, proven scorer. His player points this season, 750. 39 games played. Right-hand surgery, mid-season. Gone. His chart tells you exactly what this team lost. His scoring power registers firmly in the league's top 50. Three-point ability sits well above league average. But look at the shape. Assists crater below the mean. It's a sharp spike, pointing right. Pure scoring, nothing else. The moment he went down, that pink-level scoring threat vanished completely. No replacement. No safety net. Into that void stepped a rookie, Nicole Clifford. His player points landed at 700, still developing, still finding his footing. But his defensive numbers? They push clean through the league average line. Defense, steals, both sectors expanded outward. A 22-year-old holding the perimeter together while the roster crumbled around him. Not finished, not yet, but already dependable. And then, Malik Monk. His player points came in at 712. Doesn't crack the starter threshold, but here's what the chart shows, and this is the part that actually matters. Last season, his red line was compact, pulled inward, cautious. This season, his three-point ability exploded into the top 50. Think about what that means. Sacramento's three-point shooting finished dead last in the entire league, 30th, and Monk was out there alone keeping the lights on. Not a role, a lifeline. Three players, three completely different stories. An ace lost to surgery, a rookie learning on the job, a veteran who refused to disappear. The shapes on those charts don't look like a functioning unit. They look like survival. And that's exactly what this season was for Sacramento's backcourt. Raw, grinding, defiant survival. Small forwards. One veteran carrying an impossible load. One wing, gone before he ever really arrived. DeRozan, his player points this season? 773. Just shy of the starter threshold. But he held that line all season, through everything. His impact score sits at 746. One of the highest on the roster. Every time he stepped on the floor, quality followed. Didn't matter how hard defenses locked in on him. But look at the top of his chart. Three-point ability collapses hard toward the center. A deep crater. No perimeter threat. So defenses just camped on his mid-range. Packed the paint. Dared him to shoot from outside. He couldn't. Nobody around him could either. And then Sabonis goes down. DeRozan slides to power forward. Undersized. Overloaded. His steal numbers climbed. Proof of how much physical sacrifice this man absorbed, night after night. Sacramento traded for DeAndre Hunter specifically to lift that weight. His player points? 768. Starter caliber? His defensive ability score? This is the number that matters. It reached 819. That's not just good. That's top tier in the entire league. A lockdown wing, exactly what this defense needed. 2 games in, he takes a shot to the left eye. Surgery. Season over. Just like that, the wall came down. That defensive expansion on his chart, that broad, powerful shape, it never got to fully breathe, pulled away before it could mean anything. The result? Sacramento's defensive efficiency finished near the bottom of the league. Hunter's absence wasn't just a loss, it was the deciding blow. 2 red lines, one stretched thin by overuse, one cut short by disaster. The gap those lines leave behind. That's Sacramento's most urgent problem this offseason. Not optional, not something to address eventually. Right now, this summer. Power forwards. This is where the injury chaos hit hardest, and where a new face quietly saved the season from total collapse. Keegan Murray was supposed to anchor this position. He didn't stay healthy. Simple as that. So who held the interior together? Precious Achiuwa, a new addition. His player points this season? 751. Enough to anchor a rotation. Enough to matter. His chart tells the story clearly. His rebounding metrics pushed firmly into the league's top 50. His defensive score lands at 746. Both sectors push well beyond the league average line. Outward, expanded, dominant in the dirty areas. With Sabonis gone, someone had to own the glass. Achiuwa owned it. On the other side of this position, Daquan Plowden. His player points came in at 671, still developing. His scoring power registered at 657. Three-point ability, 373. The offensive contribution just isn't there yet. Depth piece, not a solution. Here's the hard truth about this position. Not one power forward on this roster cleared 780 points. The starter threshold, untouched. That shadow hung over everything Sacramento tried to build. But Achiuwa's rebounding numbers kept this team standing, top 50 in the league, grinding above average, night after night, in the moments nobody films. Without that, the collapse goes deeper, much deeper. The red lines at this position aren't pretty. They're uneven, stretched, scarred by injury, but they're also the foundation Sacramento has to build on. The grit is real. The work was real. That counts. Centers, the most dramatic transformation on this entire roster. Sabonis goes down, and overnight, this position stops being an offensive hub and becomes a wall, pure survival. Hold the paint, do not break. Two young bigs answered that call. Maxime Reynaud, rookie, his player points this season, 749. Chasing the starter threshold hard, night after night. His rebounding metrics flashed elite pink every night. No drop-off in intensity. No excuses about being a first-year player. Just production. Then there's Dylan Cardwell, and this is the story of the season at this position. His player points? 751. Edges out Reynaud, but the number that matters most, blockability. It lit the yellow background. Top 10 in the entire league. Not top 50, top 10. His rebounding numbers push into elite territory too. Both sectors, sharp statistical spikes in rim protection, well beyond league average. Here's the contrast worth sitting with. Sabonis' chart last season was round, full, passing ability, scoring, rebounding, all of it spread wide in every direction. A complete player, drawn in a circle. Reynaud and Cardwell don't look like that. Their charts spike hard in rebounding and blocks, then cave inward where playmaking lives. Jagged, asymmetric, built for a completely different purpose. The cost was real. Sacramento's offensive efficiency suffered without a true playmaking hub, no question. But what these two built, physically, structurally, that's the biggest takeaway of this entire season. When Sabonis comes back healthy, his full, rounded skill set layered on top of those sharp, outward spikes from Reynaud and Cardwell, Sacramento's interior doesn't just improve. It becomes something this league hasn't seen from this franchise in a long time. A fortress. The data doesn't lie, and right now it's pointing in one direction. Not maintenance, transformation. 22 wins, 60 losses. That's the wreckage. But underneath it, a new identity is already forming. Young talent, forged under pressure, ready to carry something real. Here's what next season's blueprint actually looks like. It starts up front. Sabonis slides to power forward, flanked by Reynaud and Cardwell, the two young bigs who held the interior together all season. That's your frontcourt foundation. Then the wings, Hunter and Keegan Murray. Hunter's defensive ability score at 819. Murray's length alongside him. Size, strength, and lockdown defense, stacked in the same lineup. Fully assembled and healthy. That's a physical problem no team in this league wants to face. And Doug Christie's back as head coach. This is the coach who developed Reynaud and Cardwell from raw prospects into legitimate contributors, pushing a surgery-decimated roster to a rebounding rank of 4th in the league, and a block rank of 15th. That continuity isn't just stability, it's proof the development system works. But here's the cold truth this front office cannot ignore. The perimeter defense was a disaster, 30th in three-point shooting. Guards getting blown past, forcing the young bigs into constant help rotations, emptying the paint, giving up easy buckets. That chain reaction, it broke this defense from the outside in. The fix isn't optional. Sacramento needs a true point guard. Someone who clears 780 player points. Someone who locks down on the perimeter and actually creates space on offense. No one on the current roster does both. The salary cap's nearly gone. Free agency isn't the answer. So where does this move get made? The 7th overall pick. Zach LaVine's expiring contract. 1 year, $49 million remaining. That's real trade leverage. The name circulating, Dejounte Murray, 29 years old. His prime aligns perfectly with Sabonis, Hunter, and the young core. He's back from an Achilles injury. And if Sacramento pulls off that trade, the perimeter problem gets solved overnight. The ripple effect? DeRozan and Westbrook, both of whom carried enormous loads this season, slide into sixth-man roles. That second unit becomes one of the deepest in the league. From Mike Brown's era to Doug Christie's rebuild, this franchise is at its biggest inflection point in years. The pieces are coming together. The potential is real. Now it's about execution. So here's the question. Should Sacramento go all in for Dejounte Murray? Or play it safe, keep the 7th pick, and develop the next great guard from scratch? Drop your take in the comments. The debate starts now. If this breakdown gave you something new, hit like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.